insight and weekly wisdom with you through the use of Oracle. I am so excited to join you. We have a new moon in Aries this week. It is going to be so potent and so exciting for this fresh new chapter that we've all been feeling stirring inside of us. I just sent out an email yesterday to my list, a love note, which is what I started doing over a decade ago when I was like, I think I want to share my message with women. And I just thought, well, I'll just start writing weekly inspirational love notes. And that's how all of this business got started, which is so crazy. But I sent out a love note earlier this week, just sharing that you're not alone if you're feeling like things are changing, if your relationships are reflecting back to you different versions of yourself, seeing patterns that you've outgrown or boundaries that you're no longer going to allow to be crossed, or even relationships that are energy draining are making themselves very clear right now. So I just want to take a moment to say you are not alone in all these amazing changes. In fact, Aries season is all about that forward momentum of blazing a new trail and stepping into this exciting new chapter that you've been working so hard on. All of the self love, all of the growth, all the personal development, all of this work we've been doing collectively like forever. But I think for the last decade plus, like that 2020 or 2012 was an absolute wake up call for me. And that's when I began starting to shift to more conscious, mindful living. And I have a feeling that you're probably, especially if you're here watching, that you've been feeling that intuitive nudge to clean up your diet, to clean up the energy that you surround yourself with, to speak more positively, to update the belief systems. Like, the whirlwind of change and tapping into our intuition has been wild. And so this is going to be that potent time where you're going to start to have to listen to your intuition. Pisces season was all about connecting with our inner world to see what is out of alignment, what is out of integrity. And as we have that clarity on what no longer works, what we're intuitively being called to and guided towards, it's going to, Aries season is that forward push of like, okay, you've closed the chapter of what no longer serves you anymore. Now you've been intuitively led to the next chapter of clarity, and now it's time to take absolute action, especially with no planets in retrograde. This is a very exciting time. Hello, Sarah. Hi, everyone. Before I dive into today's reading, I just want you to take a moment to say hello, drop where you're watching from, what is your big three or your sun sign, and what is it that you're excited to experience this year? How do you want to feel this year? Of course, we've set all of our intentions at the beginning of the year, and even the spring equinox was a potent time to really get clear on how we want to feel this year. But I'm curious, now that we're in that forward momentum energy, the old is outdated and the past is behind us, you might have a stronger sense of clarity on how you want to feel this year. So just drop that in the chat. How do you want to feel this year? I'm so excited to see all of these changes happening. Right now, we're in full swing goddess retreat planning mode. We are less than 3 weeks away. I think we're on 17 days away today, and we are 71 days away from summer solstice. We just did our big walkthrough of the venue. They've added on this beautiful conservatory, all glass, faces the pond, out in the woods. It's so stunning. So me and my dream team were visioning up how we're going to create this beautiful experience and really bring my vision to life that has been evolving and growing and expanding. This is our 6th summer solstice. The first 2 were out in the woods where we all got bit by chiggers. Year 2, we upgraded to the pool and we did a body positive pool party. And then the next year I was like, let's go bigger. Let's have speakers. Let's have vendors. Let's do all the things. And so this is now our 6th annual summer solstice, which I'm so excited because it's the ultimate day of pampering and play. This year we have some we have incredible vendors every year, but this year we have some really special new ones that I'm very excited about, from custom fragrance creation to our own illustration. Like, we have an illustrator who's going to come and document your outfit that you wear to summer solstice, or all 3 of them, because we all know we love a good outfit change at solstice. So I'm in the midst of planning 2 very major events. Also, while hosting a sound bath and aerial yoga class this Sunday, then I'm heading to Missouri with my friend Sarai for her Good Girl funeral to help facilitate and hold space for her retreat. Then the week after that is Goddess retreat. Then we come back and I head to Denver to speak at Fempire, which, if you're in the Denver area, definitely send me a message. I'd love to get you connected with this incredible community that's happening. My friend Chelsea Renee has put together this amazing Fempire experience, very similar to summer solstice, but for spiritual women in business. And so I'll be traveling a lot all the way up until summer solstice and planning my manifesting tea party that happens at the end of May 24th, which is so crazy how many events are happening in the next 2 months. But I feel really drawn to kind of take you guys behind the scenes of what it looks like to actually run these massive events, how much planning goes into it, how much support you need. I literally, not only was my camera not turning on again for Woo Woo Wednesday, but also it's because I was pitching tons of brands to sponsor with product donation. We just got approved by Lesser Evil again. So my favorite popcorn will be at summer solstice. So like when you host events, you don't even realize the amount of work and energy and time and the people supporting you. I mean, I could not do it without the dream team, without the volunteers, without you guys actually showing up and saying, hey, I want to be a part of that. Sign me up for a VIP, or I'm coming to stay slumber party overnight, which we do have that option again this year. But we only have space for 10 people this year. So make sure you grab that slumber party ticket. I'm just now starting to actually have all the assets ready for you. The website's done, like everything you could ever imagine, from vendors to sponsors to our swipe file for our vendors to be able to share about the event. Holy smokes, my assistant has been on maternity leave for the last 6+ months, and I didn't even realize how much goes on behind the back the back end of things now that I've had a team helping me run this. So, wow, I've been updating every email, everything, and it's been a lot. But it's also been really exciting, and it's got me thinking about maybe you feel that way in your dream where you're like, "Holy smokes, there's got 95 things on my to-do list that seem to just keep multiplying every single day." In fact, I have 42 pages of sales copy rewrites that I have to do for every website, every funnel, every event page I've ever created. In fact, I have 162 pages in Kajabi. I just saw it this afternoon. I have to update manually every single one. But I'm in this massive process of taking the foundation of my business that I've already built over the last decade plus, 2 decades if you count the hair salon, and I'm revamping it to simplify it to what is needed from me and by my community at this time. So you might be in that stage where you're feeling like, I've built a foundation, I've done like XYZ and all the things, but now I'm ready to simplify and really focus on that one avenue or that one creative expression. So please know that if you're like me and you're multi-passionate and you have like 95 irons in the fire, that this is not your sign to slow down and to quit, but rather to simplify and really focus on what areas help move you forward faster. So, you're not alone if you're in growing pains right now of figuring out, where do you even want to go? I've tried all these different things. For me, I've been a hairstylist, I've been a boudoir photographer, a coach, a business coach, a psychic, an energy healer, a sound practitioner, a hypnotist, a meditation and yoga guide. Hell, I've even done fashion and interior design. I've done all kinds of things in the last 20 years of me being a service-based brand and business. And now I'm really sitting with like, Brittney, who's turning 40 this year, what does she want? And what feels good to my nervous system? What feels not overwhelming to my mind? And what feels peaceful to my heart? And so I just share that as like a inside behind the scenes look at as to how I think conscious leaders are moving forward with their integrity in business and how they maintain boundaries and how they avoid burnout. So I just wanted to give a little insight as to like what's going on behind the scenes here on Team Carmichael. And yeah, I can't wait to see what comes up for you this new moon in Aries. This is going to be full steam ahead, magic making commence. Yeah. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hi, Crystal. Okay. My show will be in the fall. I'll let you know. Would love to have you. Amazing. Yes. Please tell me the dates. Like, pronto. Oh, and Mosaic Makers is here. Oh my God, all my favorite people and community builders and people I've hosted events with and will continue to host events with. So good to see everyone here, y'all. Okay, just gonna take a moment to say hello to everyone. Sarah says she's an Aries, Gemini, Sag, and freedom is how she wants to feel. Mama Bear's from Connecticut. It's just so good to see all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, with that being said, new moon in Aries, let's pull some cards to see what wisdom comes up for you this week, how we can tap into our self-love, our self-care, and I'll pull some tarot cards as well. So the first card that comes up for you, whoa, okay, or all three of them. Man, sometimes they're just like, take your time, be patient, really wait. And sometimes they give us 3 in a row. So we're just going to trust that and go with it. So drop some hearts, comment ready. Let me know you're here. Let me pull up all the chats across YouTube and Instagram and all the things. Oh my gosh, where did this chat go? Oh, hold on. Public chat. Hello, my love. Oh, hi, Tamlin. So good to see you. Okay, I've got all the chats pulled up. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's do this. And be sure to stick around for the end of the reading, as my beautiful friend Sarah Arango here reminded me that I did not do a live public reading on the last Woo Wednesday. Y'all, these are new. Spirit says is new, so I'm really figuring out how best to share. So I'm going to pull someone on live, and I'll do a live personal one-on-one reading for you. But after Sarah and I were talking this week, while we were also simultaneously planning solstice, she's like, I would love to see Spirit Says like as its own thing, like just get on live and do some readings. So you'll find me coming up, maybe not this month since I have so much travel and I have to focus on pouring into my goddesses at the retreat. I will be doing more lives of one-on-one. It's something that's just so fun to get to share my magic with you guys. All right. Anywho, here I go. I have zero knowledge when it comes to tarot cards. I would love for you to teach us. Amazing, Mama Bear. In fact, I have an entire masterclass called Tarot 101 where I teach how to intuitively connect with your cards, the entire process that I did to memorize and connect with, and how I use them on a daily basis. So if you want to go real deep, please DM me Tarot 101 and I'll send you the link. But for now, I'm going to start with my Shine from the Inside Oracle, and then we'll pull some tarot cards. So I designed this deck as a self-love affirmation deck. So whenever you're feeling stuck in your self-care rituals, or your inner mean girl is firing up and you need a motivational kick in the butt, this deck is for you. So the first card that comes up is Journal It Out, Write How You Feel. Journal it out, write how you feel. This is a great reminder that your head is loud and your heart whispers love. And so when our ego is shouting, when our fear and our doubt and our self-worth and our belief system is raging, it's really hard to get to your heart and hear what your soul is trying to communicate. So this card comes up as a reminder that journaling is the fastest way to get out of your head, back into your heart, and really reflect back to yourself what is going on in there. I'll never forget when Chris asked me, babe, do you talk to yourself? I was like, no, definitely not. And it wasn't months, if not years later, that one day I was getting ready for work and I was putting on clothes and I heard my internal dialogue say, oh my God, you're so fat. She stopped me in my tracks right then and there. I was like, who just said that? That was me? I do talk to myself, and damn, she's mean. And that was my first awareness that I even do talk to myself. So journaling is a great tool to create awareness, because with awareness, we can create change. And right now you might be feeling grief or sadness or feeling stuck or feeling an energy that you just can't put your finger on or communicate. Like when I asked my mom, like, why are you spiraling for 3 days? She's like, I don't even know. I'm like, so you're upset about, I don't know? Like, well, that seems like a not good reason to spiral for 3 days. So this is how we get to the knowing of what story am I telling myself? And that's usually the images that you're projecting, the visual stories that you're seeing, like it's all going to go wrong, or the stories you're telling yourself, like it's going to be terrible, or you're so fat, like the story I was telling myself. So I'm curious to know what would come up if you gave yourself space to get quiet, to get back into your body and ask, how do I really feel right now? And not the surface level BS of like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't care about your fucking fine. I want to know about how you really feel. And that's honestly the message I sent in my love note this week, is like, how are you? Not the pretend you, not the performance you, not that I have it all together, I'm fine you, but like the soul you. Like, how are you really feeling? Are you at ease? Are you at peace? Are you a little antsy? Are you feeling anxious? Where are you at when it comes to being able to comfortably relax into this moment, into this present moment, right here? We're not projecting into the future. We're not worried about the past and what went wrong or what I said, what I shouldn't have said. Although I think a good, healthy reflection is important. It's just we can't keep that repeated dialogue if we're not going to change it. So how do you want to feel? Write it down, journal it out. I know that's not an easy one. In fact, when I was developing Shine School, which all of these cards come from lessons that I teach in my self-love program called Shine School, it's all online, virtual. You can access it on demand right away. Like you could start today on how to reclaim your power and work with me on how to love yourself. But in the first module of Shine School, it's all about self-care rituals. And this is the last lesson of module 1, and it's the art of journaling. And this is great for you overthinkers and perfectionists. Like, I get you out of your head and literally into the actual embodiment work so that you can stop thinking about it and actually experience it. And I will never forget, I was talking to one of my hair clients behind the chair and I said, babe, do you journal? And she was like, oh God, no, I hate that. I would never want to do that. And I was like, okay, module 1, journaling. We're definitely putting that in there because we avoid how we avoid our feelings. Hello, alcoholics. Hello, people who do like numbing drugs. Hello, um, anyone avoiding their feelings. Like that's a very common thing to do because instead of addressing them, we think it's easier to shove them under the rug, stick them in our hips and let our bodies expand. But the truth is, if you don't face your feelings, then they're going to subconsciously rule how you show up in your attitude, your actions, and your beliefs. Okay, next card for this new moon in Aries is awaken your authentic self and be true to you. Awaken your authentic self and be true to you. What a perfect message. And exactly like the philosophy that I stand for and teach in Shine School, in the Shine from the Inside. If you're not authentically showing up as your most unique, beautiful, creative expression, you're doing yourself and the world a massive disservice. So when I see the awaken your authentic self and the journal it out card, it's showing me that you're avoiding your feelings around being yourself, around loving yourself, around showing up and expressing your creativity, your skills, your gifts, your talents. So this is saying it's time to step up and be bold, to put into play who you want to show up and be. If you have been tired of being that girl that complains all the time, which I was the angry bitchny, y'all, my nickname was bitchny and I loved it. Like that's a problem. Okay. And I wasn't being authentic to myself because my authentic self is not mean. The mean version of myself comes from feeling unseen, unheard, and needing to protect myself. And so as my as I started to love who I authentically was, the kinder, more gentle, and I'm still Brittney. Okay. I still tell the truth and I can still cut sometimes like here's the truth. Fucking take radical responsibility. And some people really don't like that. And some people love it and some people avoid me for it. So I'm fine with that because for me, it's about being radically honest. And that is a part of my creative expression. That is a part of who I authentically am. I mean, if you look at my chart, I've got a stellium in Scorpio, okay? And I'm a Libra. So speaking truth and transformation and just like getting to the heart of the matter, it's why I'm such a great coach and energy, like spiritual energy healer, because I, as a psychic, can see exactly where the story you're telling yourself is limiting you. I also think that's 20 years being married to Chris, who is a mindset and hypnosis like master, who is always looking for pattern recognition, who is always listening to languaging, who is using NLP to be able to use words to be able to help you transform without having to do eyes closed processes all the time. And for like, take a deep breath and relax, versus like, we can tell you a unique story that puts you into the visual of like, oh, if she could do it, then maybe I could too. So I think a combination of 20 years behind the chair, 20 years married to a hypnotist, psychic abilities allows me the gift to be able to see directly where you're limiting yourself, where you're holding yourself back, the negative stories you tell yourself, the belief systems that you're subscribed to that keep you, I'll say stuck, because if you're hiring me, you're obviously not on your own, just like, I'm fucking crushing it and I built my empire and I'm changing the world and I'm making all the monies and I'm having so much fun. I'm at peace. You people don't hire me I mean, some people do. They're like, what else? Like, I've gotten to this level, now what? But for the most part, you probably feel stuck. And that's why I love being able to coach and guide you, because if you feel stuck, it's always the story you tell yourself. And right now, what I'm seeing is the feelings you have around that are limiting you from being your fullest expression. I just had a phone call with a friend today. She's a triple Leo, y'all. Triple Leo, rising, moon, and sun. And she said, my parents suppressed my fire. They suppressed my Leo shine. And my whole childhood, up until I was 18 and could say, fuck that, I'm out of here, I dimmed my authentic self. And so I think that if you're human in this culture, in this time, you've probably had your light dimmed growing up. You've probably had your sparkle snuffed out because someone didn't understand you, especially if you're here hanging out with me. You're that unique sparkle magic sheep. Okay. The black sheep days are over. We're not mad and upset about it anymore. Okay. We didn't fit in, and that's great. That's what makes us unique. I think we're finally accepting that sparkle magic. So I'm curious to see the last card, because it's been a lot about feeling okay to be yourself. And if you're holding yourself back because you don't, oh my God, I just saw the card. I can't even. If you are holding yourself back because of the stories that you tell yourself of around, I don't feel safe to be seen, I don't feel like I'll be accepted, then the story you're telling yourself is limiting you from allowing that uniqueness to come out. And that's the thing you're missing. Because if you would show up as your unique, authentic self, if you would stop criticizing, judging yourself, and just be you, you'll start to attract those people that also reflect back those feelings of worthiness and value. I know because I did that for a long time. I was attracting people who judged me because I judged me. And earlier I mentioned how when our mind and our ego is yelling with all that fear, it's so hard to listen to the whispers of our soul. It doesn't surprise me that your soul whispers love and your ego shouts fear comes up for today. Wow. So, what a potent message about tuning into. I'd like to give you this journal exercise, especially seeing the your soul whispers love and your ego shouts fear. I want you in your journaling practice to ask the question, okay, let's say you have like a dilemma. Someone I was working with on an application call today for Goddess Retreat. I know it's crazy, but we've signed people up 3 days before the retreat. I'm open to whenever someone's ready. Like they hear that call and they're like, I'm not missing. I'm not waiting until 2027. I'm coming. So I was on a call today with someone about what they were feeling and what's the hesitation, or what does their heart say. So this is the journal exercise I want you to use. So when you are thinking about something you feel stuck in, and I'll just give the example of like, do I invest in this goddess retreat or whatever it may be? I asked her today, I want you to think about, what does your head say? My head says that I don't have 7 days. My head says that I can't move all my clients around. My head says that I need a longer payment plan. My head says that I don't know if these women are going to accept me. Like, am I even ready for this transformation and healing? And I allowed her that space to like, what is your head saying to you? And then we paused and I said, okay, let's take a deep breath and let's drop into our body. What does your heart say? My heart says, I fucking need this. My heart says, I'm ready. My heart says, even though I'm scared, like, this is meant for me. And so it's so interesting the way that our head speaks to us and the way that our heart speaks to us. So, my invitation for you is anywhere you're feeling stuck or a lack of clarity or needing a breakthrough, maybe feeling overwhelmed or confused, try that exercise in your journaling practice. My head says about XYZ, and then free write, let it all come out, just like bleh, like bleh, verbal diarrhea onto your journal. And then once you feel complete, like, okay, my head has spun out all the crazy things, give yourself permission to go, okay, well, now what does my heart say? And you'll be very surprised at the different answers that come up. All valid, but some of them might be limitations. Some of them might be fear masked as reasons or excuses why your heart is not allowed to feel the way she wants to feel. Very fascinating reading for today. So I'm curious, what do you feel stuck on? Where do you need more clarity around what your heart says versus what your head says? Let me know in the comments below. And if that's you, maybe I will pull you on for that one-on-one Spirit Says segment. Okay, well, that came out easy peasy. We're gonna trust that. Okay, so one tarot card for today, new moon and Aries energy. Love it. Is the death card. So the death is all about transformation, rebirth. I'm talking about all this Scorpio stellium I have and how I help you through your transformations. We must first have to energetically, not like your energy to your heart and your organs and shit, but like on the energy that we carry of like our mental image, our identity, that has to die to be reborn, to step into a more whole version of you. It is so fascinating to me how much, okay, side tangent note about the spirit world coming through. My dad has been coming through a lot this week. So I'm just out of curiosity, my own personal like psychic curiosity. Have you been receiving messages from past loved ones like a lot this week in particular? Noodles, my cat, has come through so much today. Pictures of him on my phone. My phone even popped up memories and said, your best friend over the years. I've watched it and cried. I was like, he was my best friend. His sign to me is a white rose. And I just can't tell you how many signs have come up around him. And now I'm seeing the white rose. And I also bring it up because this is the one card, I don't know that you can see it on the camera, but this is the one card that Noodles destroyed. He was my card kitty. And every morning I would pull tarot. I mean, I still do, but with his without his physical body here, and he would come tromping into my lap, stepping on my journals, and he would step on all my cards. And he stepped on this card and bent it all to hell. So I always think of Noodles whenever I pull this card as well. And in fact, here's an interesting thing. Anytime someone important dies, I go to a specific deck and pull a card. In Noodle's case, I pulled one from my tarot deck as well, and that was the Page of Cups, which is like a message or an opportunity from spirit. And I pulled that card this morning. So to see this card and his card this morning, I'm like, okay, Noodles, I see you. I miss you, baby. Like healing some of the grief and the pain that I carry of losing my best friend. You know, he was my little baby. Too relatable. Okay. I'm like, why am I talking so much about my cat right now? And like past loved ones coming through. So with this transformation card, let's get back on track, y'all. ADHD here or ADD. I'm not really that hyper. um, Anywho, transformation. You are being called to rebirth, to let go of the old, to transform the way, renew the thinking, and transform the way that you show up in your beliefs, in your identity, and in your authenticity. So I have a feeling, death to the old you. This feels like a Queen Irby song somewhere in here. So saying goodbye to the old me. I feel like she definitely has a song around this. Can't think of the words right now, but going to see her in Dallas. If y'all are local, come hang out with me. Okay, death card. I'm curious because anytime I get the death card, I like to pull another card to show me, okay, this is what is transforming. In fact, let's do a little. You want to learn about tarot? The death card is a great card to see what are we leaving behind. So we're going to pull a card and put it on the left side. That is the past, and then on the right side, we're going to see where do we go from here. So I didn't plan on doing all of these, but here we are. Okay, what are we leaving behind? Structure, religion, the other way of people doing it. Although this card can relate to finding yourself a spiritual mentor, it also relates to traditions and rules and the orthodox way of things. And this is about thinking outside the box, thinking for yourself, allowing your own wisdom to come through. So this is what we are leaving behind, putting our energy and trust in the gurus. And I say that with full confidence, knowing that you're here listening to me as a spiritual teacher and leader mentor you. But what I also like to say is that take anything that resonates and make it yours, and what doesn't resonate, like carry on and trust your own wisdom. Not everyone knows what is right for you, even if it's right for that person, or if it's been right for their clients or whatever. It doesn't always pertain to you. So what I'm seeing with this death card is that to fully embrace your authentic self, you have to fucking trust yourself. You have to start listening to your own inner guidance and stop putting it in other people. All right, so where are we going from this transformation? What energy is when we let go of putting all of our trust and faith in others as our mentors and we step into our authentic truth? What do we get out of that? Ooh, I loved how fast that card flipped out. The Page of Swords. So this is the ability to be passionate about what you're fighting for, about why your integrity. That's exactly what this is about. Our authenticity is in direct relation to our integrity. And this is saying what you're passionate about, step up, move forward, find a cause that's worthy of your heart and your soul to be poured into. So very fascinating to leave behind the structured old way of doing it and follow your heart, follow your passion, follow what lights you up. I mean, literally, that's a lesson in Shine School as well. What lights you up? And I have all the women, I think we've had over 5,000 women go through Shine School so far. And I have them all comment like, what are the things that light you up? Because one, I'm looking for inspiration. And two, it's a great way to remind others, like the things that bring us joy aren't necessarily like $10 million yachts, although those are fun on Goddess Retreat, which we are working on booking. But it is to show you that most of the things that light you up and bring you joy, reading a book, playing with your animal, calling a friend, taking a walk in nature, doing yoga, they're very, very accessible and very inexpensive. But we just don't prioritize the things that light us up. We prioritize our to-do list and the laundry and busy work. I don't even know what we're prioritizing, but it ain't the soul stirring, light you up kind of sparkle magic. And that's where we need to shift our priorities. Okay, I think this has been a powerful message for the new moon in Aries. I'm curious to know what has come up for you. And if you'd like to be pulled on for a one-on-one Spirit Says message, I would love to bring you on and share that. I'm just going to take a moment to catch up with everyone's comments. Y'all, my nose itches. I hope you the best. Thank you so much, Barbara. My mom popped up on my memories today, Perla says. Aw. So you're also receiving messages from past loved ones and signs. I think that's so beautiful. Tamlin says, life is going good for me. I am just going to be happy with that and not ask the cards about anything else. Girl, you've been going through some good changes. So ride that wave, ride that high, and just continue to elevate with gratitude. If you are wanting to build momentum in shifting your life, it starts with appreciation, appreciating the things that are working in your life, and hell, appreciating the things that aren't even working in your life, but like as if they are on their way too. So gratitude is the key to momentum and to keep that going. If you have something for me, please. Well, I can only pull you on live on Instagram, but Barbara, I will pull a card for you instead of going live. Tarot or Oracle? You decide. I'm gonna let you pick. And then while I'm pulling a card for you, Barbara, I would love to bring someone here on Instagram live so that I can do your one-on-one reading. Okay, Barbara, I'm feeling like drawn to tarot. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I'm so glad, Perla. Okay, I'm going with tarot for you, Barbara. That I've made an executive decision. Holy shit, that came out quick. Dropped right in my lap, the Lover's card for you, Barbara. So this is very interesting. Not necessarily about finding your perfect partner, but the Lover's card first and foremost is union with yourself. And with all of this talk around authenticity and how do we want to feel, if we want to show up in an intimate, loving partnership, we have to do that with ourselves first. And so when I see the Lover's card, no matter if you're in a committed, intimate partnership or relationship or not, it starts with the only and the only relationship that matters most, and that is the one you have with yourself. So this is about getting clear on who you are, what your integrity is, what is your belief system, what do you stand for, and then once you discover who you are, you'll start to attract from a more whole place, not of a, I am attracting reflections of the past parts of me that need to feel whole or that need to be accepted or that need to be treated poorly because that's what I'm used to. So where I'm like, what screen am I looking at? Barbara, are you in a committed relationship right now? And if so, have you lost yourself in it? And if you're not, then this is your opportunity to fall madly in love with yourself. And then from that place of wholeness, put yourself out there and be open to receive. So I'm curious where you're at, Barbara. Okay, my loves, this has been so much fun. Hi, everyone. Playing with Tristan. Oh, hi. Okay, I think that is it. I feel like I don't have anyone here live with us, which is totally fine. So I am just going to trust that, Barbara, you were our Spirit Says message. Even though I can't hear and see you back, I'm just so grateful to get to read this beautiful message for you. So thank you so much for tuning in for this powerful Woo Woo Wednesday Spirit Says message. And I look forward to seeing what this new moon in Aries illuminates for you. This new moon is going to be a potent time of deciding how you want to feel, where you want to go, and what authentically aligned action steps are you going to take to get that momentum and energy headed in that direction. And if you struggle with clarity on figuring out what you're passionate about, I have a free Discover Your Passion guide that can help to build that momentum and figure out what lights you up. What do you stand for? Who am I? What is my integrity? What is my soul purpose? And what am I here to do? If you struggle with any of those questions, DM me the word passion or go to brittneycarmichael.com/passion to download my free guide. This journaling, just like the cards told us to do, this free journaling guide will really help you to get unstuck and find clarity on what makes you come alive. And when you figure that out, it's so much easier to start crafting an intentional and mindful life around the things that you love and the things that light you up. Okay. This has been so beautiful. Absolutely. I am so fucking grateful for everything and everyone in my life. Yes, I am finding myself, and thank you. I thought so, Barbara. I thought that message was a self-love message and not necessarily we don't need no partner to fill that self-love. I mean, it's not called partner love. It's called self-love, right? Okay, this has been so fun. If you know a soul sister who would love this message, please tag them, share it, post it, bop it, spin it, whatever you got to do to spread the sparkle magic. I appreciate you guys so much. I am now officially like heading into the countdown. I will be driving up to Missouri or Kansas next Wednesday for the Good Girl Funeral Retreat. And I think I'm going to do my Woo Woo Wednesday live from the car. So I can only do it from Instagram. So if you are used to watching on YouTube, definitely peep my Instagram all next week for behind the scenes of this retreat, what I do to prepare myself to hold space for another retreat and my own all in the same month while building out summer solstice that's happening in 71 days. So if you have been feeling called to get in the room, get your ticket now. Early bird pricing is still active. I don't want you to miss out on that. And we only have so many spots for our VIP and slumber party option. So definitely jump on that. And if you've been someone who's been thinking about joining Goddess Retreat, although my custom orders are going in this week, you still have just a little bit of time, because on Sunday, we're actually doing our virtual meet and greet where we set that intentional circle and all the women connect so that they don't feel alone, that they walk into their retreat already knowing that they have amazing sisters waiting for them, and ready to lift them up. So if you are thinking about it, I would recommend getting in before April 12th, because not only are we doing the meet and greet, but that's when you'll really get to kind of set the tone and the intention for stepping into this portal of transformation. You guys, this is our 6th year and our 10th retreat, I believe, for Goddess Retreat. And I'm just so excited to see the level of wisdom and magic that comes through this group. I actually am the youngest woman in the room, which is so cool. Besides my bestie helper, she's a year younger than me. But all of the women that are coming that I'm facilitating and holding space for are 50s, 60s plus. And I couldn't be more excited for this like crone, wise woman energy to come through. I have updated my own curriculum and updated some of the rituals to embody the more wise, powerful woman who already knows who she is. She just needs to remember what she's not. And I am so excited to get to hold space for these incredible women. So if that is you, you've been thinking about it, just send me a message. Let's have a chat. Nothing like fancy or professional, like just what's up? What does your head say and what does your heart say? So thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you journal so you can understand how you feel. Use the prompt, what does my head say? What does my heart say? And that is going to be a fast way to get you unstuck. If you need something deeper, definitely download my free passion guide. And I look forward to supporting you on discovering your authentically aligned journey. I love you all so much. I wish you the most abundant blessings and the happiest new moon in Aries. Thank you guys, and I will see you soon. It was exactly what I needed to hear, so that's why I love it. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys next week from the car on my road trip. Until then, have a beautiful, amazing, sparkle magic week. Okay, love you. Bye. Bye, everyone.